Okay, and another thing that's important to your production here with your stop motion animation is lights. If you have a good source of sunlight, natural light, that's great. Otherwise, hopefully you have a overhead light like this, something that can make sure that you have good exposure for your production. Um, and you should have a GarageBand, something, or iMovie to edit your video, GarageBand to record music or dialogue if you have some. I tend to focus on um, stories without much dialogue because um, these animations are very short, and so we try to tell a story most of the time without much dialogue. Also, dialogue takes a lot of time. Um, yeah, I like to focus on animation and movement, and so we'll talk about things, basic animation techniques, to how to make things come alive and make it look like they're really alive. And that's the really exciting thing about animation. Is really, for me, that moment where what was just something that seemed not so alive, inanimate, looks alive, and that to me is always the most exciting part. And hopefully, you can do that as well. So um, we make these characters and these sets with upcycled materials, stuff that you might normally recycle or throw away, is what we make them out of. It's just being green, being earth friendly, and with your art, you can buy all kinds of stuff, but why not use what you have around the house? Is how I feel about it, and it's pretty cool. So this robot's made out of some aluminum coated packaging. Um, this is just some old rope, some string that I used. And there's some like a tube top or something. Construction paper for sure. But all kinds of this little guy I made recently. He's made out of some old slippers. These are really simple construction, as you can see, just a magnet on the back, and there's some wire around. This is the most simple design that I've done character-wise. Hopefully, and I incorporate some Velcro too, so you can change things out. If you want to create another face with a different expression, or just change the eyes out, in this case, the eyes can be changed. And so his expression can change. And because of the Velcro, you can move his mouth a little bit too. So we'll be going over how to create characters like this. And here's another one I made out of mostly some old clothes, and you see it's got some wires that allow for movement, nice and easy, to be able to create movements. He's got his mouth is a wire with some that can bend so he can be happy or sad, and his eyes it's got Velcro on there too. So there's a lot you can do with basic materials around the house to create some unique characters that have functionality. They can move. Because you can move them in certain ways, you can bring them to life. You can animate them. Now, if you have a character that doesn't move at all, like a hat, you can animate it because you can spin it and whatnot, but it's limited. So if you have a character, you want the arms and stuff to be able to move, which is why we use wire. And you want to be able to change things about the face. So perhaps you want to have some Velcro or something to be able to change it out. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but try to focus on small. They should be light because you want the magnet to have a nice strong connection to your stage. Otherwise, it's going to be falling down. So you don't want to have a really heavy character. You want to have a light character. So your animation can be nice and easy, carefree. You don't want things just falling down when you're hoping they stay up on their own. Part of the reason why we do this with the magnet here is so that you can set up a tripod and work in this way, as opposed to an animation stand, which looks down on a flat surface, and you can kind of manipulate things like that, and you have to look at a monitor to see what's going on. In this case, you can. It's kind of cool because it's almost like a theatrical stage, and it's fun like that. Has the same kind of presentation. So what we're going to start with, now that we've gone over like the basics, I guess I was going to mention this art, stop motion animation, is alive and well. There's a lot of computer animation out there, but stop motion animation is very popular. And you probably know some examples of it, like Box Trolls. One of my favorite, Isle of Dogs, from Wes Anderson. Great film. Wallace and Gromit. They're all claymation, I believe. Yeah. And we don't do clay here because, well, it's hard with the magnets and stuff. So we try to create characters that are posable like dolls, user-friendly. Yeah. So where we're going to start with is, now that you've seen some stuff here, I want you, for the first assignment, let me take a break here. Yeah, I'm going to stop real quick.